Hello guys, hope you all are doing good. This is the third video of pattern designing workshop. In the last two videos we saw which software to use and how to use it for designing. All the videos of this workshop is listed with their links in the description box below, so you can go and watch all the videos from there. Today we are going to see how to design patterns using geometric shapes. So let's get started. So here I have already created a new workspace, and we had also seen all of these tools in the last video. So if you haven't watched that video, please go and watch that video first and then come back to this video. And today I am going to explain you about this tool. So this tool is the geometric tool. To get more shapes, you can right click on your mouse and you will get all of these shapes. So today we will make patterns using all these tools. So the first one is rectangle tool, the second one is rounded rectangle tool, third one is ellipse tool, which is basically the round circle tool. Next one is polygonal tool, and then is line tool, and the last one is custom shape tool. So first let's start with the rectangle tool. Before that I will insert my color palette which I am going to use for making the patterns. So here I just dragged the image in the Photoshop, and to place the image in the place I'm going to press enter key and the image will get placed, and the image has already created its layer. So I will rename this layer as color palette. This layer is just for my color reference. After creating the pattern I will delete this layer. Now using the rectangle tool we will create a pattern. Now before starting with the actual designing part, let me just show you some more options of this geometric shapes tool. So here on the top you get a bunch of different options. So as we are using a shape, so here is the shape option, and for coloring the shape you have to choose the color from here only. This color option will not work while using a shape. So whenever you want to color a shape, you have to change the color from this option. So you can just select the color from here, or you can just choose from here as well. After choosing the color, press OK, and then here are some options, like for example if you want to turn off the color, you can just click this option and the color will get turned off. Let me just show you an example. I have created a rectangle over here, and as you guys can see my fill is off, so there is no color in this rectangle. When I turn it on by clicking on this option, it will get turned on and the color will be visible. Next option is of stroke. So here as you guys can see, the rectangle has this black color border. It is the stroke. So here again you can just change the color of the stroke, and you can also turn it off from this option, and you can turn it on from this option. Then comes this part. So this is the size of the border. Like you can increase or decrease the size of the border. Like if I want the border to be thin, I will enter less number like 2 and the border will get thinner. If I want a thick border, then I will increase the number by 10 or 12 and the border will get thicker. One more thing which I want to show you is this. Here when you are working with shapes, like when you are working with this all of these shapes, there is no need to create a new layer from here, because the shape creates its own layer. So you don't have to create a new layer when using a shape. So for now I'm just going to delete this layer. So for deleting I'm pressing the delete key on the keyboard. Now using this rectangle tool only, you can create square also. For creating a perfect square, and you have to press and hold the shift key on your keyboard, and then you have to press and hold the left click of your mouse and just have to drag the mouse, and as you guys can see the perfect square shape has created. So for getting a perfect square, just press and hold the shift key and then create the square. And if you don't want to create a perfect square, like if you want to create a rectangle, just release the shift key. So after releasing the shift key, you can just create the rectangle of your preferred size. Now here, when I am moving the rectangle, you can see the W and H. It is the size of the rectangle. So the width of the rectangle is 6.67 centimeter and the height is 4.64 centimeter. So by this you can just see what length and the measurement of your rectangle is. But let's say for example, if you want to have a perfect measurement of your rectangle, so rather than just eyeballing it, you can do one thing, is that you can just select the rectangle tool and left click on your mouse once, and the Photoshop will give you this pop-up, and in the width and height you can enter the measurements. Like I want the rectangle to fit this whole page. I want the height to be around 1 centimeter and the width should be around 22 centimeter. And after entering the units, I'm going to press OK. So as you can see, the Photoshop has given me the right size of the rectangle. So now I want this rectangle to be of pink color. So for that, for giving this rectangle a pink color, I will go and fill, and I will select this option and I will select this pink color and will press OK. So the rectangle has picked the pink color, and I don't want this black border or the black stroke, so I will just go here and I will turn it off, and our pink rectangle is now created. Now using a move tool, I will just move it over here like so. And when I created this rectangle, it also created its own layer. So I will just rename this by double clicking it, and I will rename it as pink. Now the second color is orange. Now you can either do the same step, like you can just go and select rectangle tool, left click the mouse button and get this pop-up, and then enter the measurements like 22 centimeter and 1 centimeter and press OK, and it will create the rectangle. And to change the color, go into fill and pick the orange color and press OK, and then using a move tool, just move the shape over here. Now you can either repeat the same steps over and over again, but here's an easier way. You can just copy this layer and then just change the color, so you don't have to keep on entering the measurements again and again. So for now I'm just going to change the name orange, and now I'm going to just duplicate or copy this layer. So for copying, I'm just pressing Ctrl+J on my keyboard, and as you saw, it has just copied the layer, and it has copied this orange layer above this orange layer. So that's the reason we are not able to see the new orange layer. So I will just, using the move tool, I will just drag this down and I will place it below the orange rectangle. And now I will change the color of this rectangle in yellow. So I'm going to select the rectangle tool and I will change the fill by yellow color, and that's it. I will rename this as yellow, and again I'm just going to Ctrl+J to duplicate the layer, and I will rename it as green, as my next color is green. And Now this layer is above the yellow colored layer, so I will just use the move tool and I will move this down. Then I'm just going to change the color by green, and again Ctrl J, I'm gonna give it blue. I'm gonna change the color to blue. And that's it, my first pattern is created. Now I'm going to repeat the same color scheme down. So for that, first I'm going to create a group of all of these colors, because I want these 5 colors to be in one group. So I will select all of these. So for selecting all of the layers, you have to select the first layer and then just press and hold the shift key on your keyboard and then select the last layer. So all of these layers are now selected. Now just drag these layers to the group icon and the group is created. So when I click on this arrow, I can see layers in this group, and I will rename this group as 1. And now I don't want my color palette, so I will just delete this. So by deleting, the color palette has been deleted, and now I'm just simply going to copy this same layer. So for copying the same shortcut, Ctrl J. So now I'm just going to copy this group. It has created the copy of this group. So when I click on this arrow, you can see the same color layers are in this group. So I will name it as 2. And since the second group is above the first group, it is just above the first group, so we will just select the second group and we will move this using the move tool, and we will place it below the first group. And this is how we have created the pattern. So we will now just continue doing this till we cover the whole page. And now you can play with colors and make such colorful patterns. I have already created some like this. So using different color palettes, you can create such patterns. Now let's move on to our next pattern. But before moving to the next pattern, let me just show you how you can save this file. So for saving this file, just go to File and then press Save, and then just select the folder in which you want to save the file in. So for now I'm just going to save the file on the desktop. Now here remember one thing, that if you have completed your pattern and now if you want to save it as an image, you have to change the format of it. But if you haven't completed your pattern and if you want to save it, you can just go and save it as it is. But if you have completed your work and now if you want to convert the Photoshop file to image, you just have to change the format. So now as you guys can see, the file which we are going to save is in Photoshop format. So the file will get saved as Photoshop. Here you can see I have saved one of my project, so I have saved it in Photoshop file itself. But now for this file, if you want to create an image, you just have to change the format to JPEG. So when you select JPEG, the file will be saved as an actual image. So when I click on save, just press OK, and then it will be saved on desktop as an image. Let me just show you. So it has been saved as an image, but if you don't change the format, it will get saved in this form. So yes, now let's move on to the second pattern. So for that, I'm going to select all these layers and then I'm going to delete this. Now we will see how to create that grid pattern. For that, again I'm going to use this rectangle tool, and now again I'm going to left click on the mouse once, and then I'm going to enter the measurements. As I'm creating a grid effect, I want the height of the rectangle to be very less, so I'm going to enter like 0.5 or 0.1 centimeter and then press OK. So it has created a very thin line sort of a rectangle. Then I'm just going to drag this and I will place it here. Now I'm just going to copy the layer, the rectangle one layer, multiple times, and the same thing as we did for the previous pattern, the same way we will just bring the copied rectangle below. So I'm just going to copy this rectangle one layer. So Ctrl J for copying the layer, and I will rename it as rectangle 2, and using the move tool I'm just going to drag it down. Now here there is one problem, that whenever you move the copied rectangle, now there's a small problem here. Every time you copy a layer, so I copy a layer and then when you move it down, you are not sure of the in between measurements. You can just eyeball it, but there are chances that the measurements will not look accurate. So for that there is a trick, or there is an option which you can turn on. So that option is in view. So go in view and search for show, and then press on grid. So when you press on grid, the grid will be turned on. This grid is just the guidelines for us. So using this grid we can easily arrange the lines or the rectangles correctly. So for the first rectangle I am going to select this line of the grid. For the second one I'm just going to place it on this side. So as you guys can see, I have kept the distance of 2 boxes in between the lines. Let me just zoom in and show you. For zooming in the workspace, I'm pressing Ctrl plus, and here I have kept the distance of 2 boxes. So I will just follow the same for this rectangle. I will rename this rectangle as rectangle 3. Now I am going to select all of this. For selecting all, just press and hold shift key on the keyboard and select the first and the last layer, and all the 3 will get selected, and then just press Ctrl J to copy all and then move them downwards, and just keep on doing the same until you reach the end of the paper. So now the vertical lines are completed. Now I want to create the horizontal lines. For creating the horizontal lines, I will not keep on creating one line again and again. What I will do is I will just copy these vertical lines and I will convert them in horizontal lines. For doing that, first I am going to create a group for all of these vertical rectangles. For that I am going to select all of these rectangles, and by selecting all the rectangles I am just going to drag it onto the group icon, and the group is created. So using this small eye icon, you can either make the layer invisible, or you can just turn it on to make the layer visible. So now I'm just going to press Ctrl J to copy this group or layer, and then I'm just going to rename it as group 2. I will select all of these rectangles or lines and I will convert them into horizontal lines. For that, what I will do is I will select the right layer and I will press Ctrl T on my keyboard to select all of these shapes or rectangles, and then I'm going to just move these like so. Then I'm just going to drag this up and I will drag this one down, and then I will press enter and the horizontal line will be in place. vertical and horizontal. And then I'm just going to turn off the grid guideline. For turning it on, you can either go and just turn it on from here, like just turn off the grid, and this is how we created the grid pattern. You can also change the background color. So currently our background is of white, but we can just change the color. So for that I'm adding a new layer. For adding a new layer, I will just press on this icon and the new layer is created. Now I will just color this layer. For coloring, I'm just going to select the color from here, and using a paint brush tool, I'm going to just paint the whole area. But now, as you saw that when I filled in the color, the whole page got colored, and this is because the colored layer is above these two layers. So whenever you are working, you have to arrange the layers in right place. So this colored layer should be below these two groups. So I will just drag this and I will place it below the lines, and here is our colored background grid pattern completed. We can again change the color like this. Just change the color from this layer, and this is how you can create the grid pattern. And similarly, I have created these patterns. So now let's move on to the third pattern using the second shape tool. So firstly, I'm just going to delete all these layers, and now I'm going to right click on this and I will select the second layer, which is the rounded rectangle tool. So rounded rectangle tool is basically the rectangle tool only, but if you notice carefully, this tool has round corners, and these round corners you can adjust accordingly to your needs. So if you want to change this, you can change this from here. So on the top here you get an option called radius, so you can just increase or decrease this number. So if you decrease the number, the curve will get small, and if you increase the number, the curve will get bigger. Now I am going to take a new layer and I'm going to color it with a color using a paint bucket tool. And now using this round rectangle tool, I'm going to create a rectangle. So I want the radius to be around 160, and then I'm going to left click once to get this pop-up, and then I'm going to change the width and height, and from here also you can change the radius, and then I will press OK, and my rectangle is of the same color as the background. So I will just change it. I will just select a darker shade like this, and then using the move tool I'm going to place it over here like this. Again I'm going to turn on the grid option. You can either go and select it from view, or you can either use a shortcut. So the shortcut for turning on the grid guideline is Control and apostrophe to turn on the grid guidelines, and then I'm just going to place it accordingly to my need. And now I'm going to duplicate or copy this rounded rectangle 1 layer. So for copying, Ctrl J, and I will rename it as rectangle 2, and I will drag it down like this. And now I'm going to change the color of this rectangle into a darker shade like this, and I'm going to change its position. I want this to be here like this, and now I just want to repeat the same below. So I will just select both of this and Ctrl J and just drag it downwards, and will arrange it accordingly to the measurement. And then again Ctrl J for copying, and then remove that down. And now to turn off this grid, I'm just going to press Ctrl apostrophe S again to turn off. And similarly you can create such patterns. I have made a similar one using such method. So I have created this pattern. I have also added some flowers in between. Now the next one is the ellipse tool, which is our circular tool. So here is our circle shape. To get that perfect circle shape, you have to press and hold the shift key, and then you can see the perfect circle shape like this. Now using this circle shape, we will make polka dot pattern. So for making polka dot patterns, I'm going to turn on the grid first. So Ctrl apostrophe S to turn on the grid. And now I want the polka dots to be of the size of this tiny cube. So I'm just going to zoom in the workspace like this, and then I'm going to take the mouse arrow over here, and then to create the perfect circle, I'm going to press and hold the shift key, and then I'm going to drag the mouse, and then I'm going to release the buttons. And this is how our perfect circle is created. I'm just going to change the color of this, and now I'm just going to copy this layer and then just move it the same way as we did for the previous pattern. So I'm just going to Ctrl J to copy. Using the move tool, I'm going to move, and I'm going to keep the distance of 2 boxes. So again Ctrl J to copy, move tool to move the object. Again I'm going to select all of these 3 layers, pressing the shift key, and then Ctrl J to copy and move like this, and just continue doing this step until you have completed the whole line. So I have completed the first line of polka dots. Now I will put all of these layers in one group, as all of these layers are of the first line. So I'm just going to select all these layers and I'm going to create a group. Group 1 is created. So I'm going to Ctrl J. The first layer, will rename it as group 2, and then I'm going to drag it down. And now for the second line, I'm going to keep the distance of 1 box, and for making that polka dot pattern, you just have to move the second line slightly. So this is how you can create the polka dot pattern. So the first group contains the dots of first line, the second group contains the dots of second line, and now I'm going to select both the groups. Again Ctrl J for copying, and I'm going to drag it downwards. Again press and hold the shift key to select all the groups. Ctrl J for copying, and then just drag it downwards and continue the same steps till you reach the end. And I will turn off the grid by pressing Ctrl and apostrophe, and this is how your polka dot pattern is created. Now again, if you want to change the background color, you can change it. So you can just create a layer below all of these groups. So I will create a layer and I will give it the color using the paint bucket tool, and this is how your polka dot pattern is ready. You can just play with colors and you can create such patterns, or you can just change the placement of the polka dots and create a pattern like this. I have created this pattern, and now let's move on to our fourth tool, which is the polygon tool. So by this you can create a polygon or hexagon. So this one is an hexagon, but you can also create a polygon. For creating a polygon, you just have to change the number of sides. So for changing the sides, you can either change them from here, or you can also just left click once and then just select whatever size you want the shape to be, like 10 by 10. 10 by 10 centimeter, and the side I want is 8, and then press OK. So here you can see a new shape has been created. For now I want an hexagon. And now again turning on the grid lines, control apostrophe to turn on the grid. I'm going to move this hexagon over here, and I'm going to change the size of the hexagon accordingly to this box. And now I'm just going to simply change the color. From here you can just select whatever color you want, and then Ctrl J and move, Ctrl J, move, Ctrl J, move, Ctrl J and move. So our first line of hexagon is completed. So we will just make a group of this. Ctrl J to copy the group, rename it as group 2. I will drag this downwards, and I want to change the color of the hexagons. So for changing the color of all of these hexagons, what you can do is press this arrow to open up the group, and then select all the hexagons, and then go in the fill and select the color which you want to fill in, and the color will get filled in. Also I want to change the placing of these hexagons, so I'm just going to move this slightly, and yeah, this is how I want this pattern to look like. Again I'm going to Ctrl J, drag it downwards and move it a little. Again going to change the color of these hexagons which are in the third line. So for changing the color, I'm going to select all the hexagons which are in the third line, and then change the color. And again I'm going to repeat all of these 3 lines downwards, and that's it. Your pattern is created. To turn off the grid, Ctrl apostrophe S, and this is how the pattern is created. Using the same technique I have created this pattern, and I have added this black effect using the brush tool. So let me just show you. So I want that black design to be on top of this pattern, so I'm going to create a layer on top of all of these groups. So I will create a layer, and then I will choose the brush, and I will just change the style of the brush, and you can just increase the size of the brush by pressing this bracket, or you can decrease the size by pressing this bracket, and then just go on. You can also change the color from here. So I'm just going to select black, and you can just see. So this is how I created this pattern. So yeah, that was it for today's video. So today we just saw how to create patterns using these 4 tools. So the line tool is not that important, it is just to create a line. You can just see like this. So you can either use a rectangle tool to create the line like this, or you can just use the line tool to create a line. And the next one is a custom shape tool. So the custom shape tool, I will explain you about this tool in my next video, and I hope whatever I explained you in this video you were able to understand. And if you have any doubts or any questions regarding this workshop, please feel free to comment down below. I will try my best to solve your problems. And yeah, you can go and watch the next part of this workshop. All the videos are listed in the playlist on my channel, so you can go and check it out from there.